Okay, here we go. The Pen and Maggie Show.
He's about to get crazy and wild. Stay for a while. Don't touch your radio dial.
Pen and Maggie Show.
Kicking it back, sports talk. Listen to that and stay tuned for some giggles and laughs. Go.
But what they don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that's what it takes for our country to win and become a democracy again.
Welcome to the Planet Mikey Show.
You know, I voted for him. Yeah. I did. Twice. I'd like to say that I made the right choice.
You did.
Nobody likes him, I know, but that's not. I don't judge a guy by his personality. I judge him by his policies.
I voted for him as well, and I would prefer not to have to do it again.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. I voted for him because obviously he was the most effective. That's all. Effective president we've had
since
Hillary. Since Ronald Reagan. But everybody wanted to hate him. They hated on the Orange Man and all that sort of stuff. And I voted for him, but I pray to God that I don't have to vote for him again.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to have to.
You might have to.
My preference would be my Governor DeSantis. I'm a Florida resident.
Yeah, you are.
That's right. You pick the running mate.
The running mate?
Yeah.
Ned Beatty?
No.
Well, I just like the way he squeals. He's dead. By the way, the voice you're hearing, of course, and he's on camera. Now, the other two guys aren't on camera. John Dennis is here. Dino,
Where is the camera?
who always brings us the highest ratings we ever have on this podcast 3 years in a row.
Thanks, Dino.
There is no accounting for taste.
That's why we're paying you the $40 to be here.
There's no accounting for taste. People have no taste.
Bill Smith.
They listen to this stuff.
Bill Smith, whose voice we hear way too much.
Like, gag me, Bill. I'm so...
He's on the spots, all the spots at Odyssey.
Yep.
And, of course, Ben Kitchen, who's got a show with Mark Dondero.
Yep.
On that Florida, what's that station? I mean, Providence, what's that station?
103.7.
Is it WEI?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
How many years were you at WEI?
20.
20 years.
Yeah. 20 at Channel 7, 20 at WEI.
Yeah, you rounded
Pretty
it off.
simple.
You just have a limit. You don't do
20 years,
20.
I'm done.
You know, I was originally supposed to be meter. I went to New York.
I think I know this.
Yeah.
I think, kind of in the back of my mind.
I went to New York, and Jason Wolf comes to me. He goes,
Jason Wolf was the program director at WEI.
Yeah.
Jason Wolf was in charge of putting all the people together and figuring out what combination was going to do the morning show, the midday show, and the afternoon show.
So he
just
says,
for context, and people would know.
He goes, now you're going to New York. Just right when I have a job opening for you. I said, well, what was the opening? He says, doing mornings with Dennis Callahan. I said, oh, fuck. I would have liked that a lot more than going to New York and working with the radio bitch, Leslie Gold, that fucking scum.
That didn't go well, did it?
She sucked. Oh, she was the worst.
You know what's nice, though? Here's one of my favorite things about Mikey's heart. He doesn't hold a grudge.
Ever.
He moves on. He gets his anger out really quickly.
Right.
And then he's even after that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
so what year was this?
That was 99.
Next week on the
sounds
show,
about right.
Right when you were about to do.
So just 24 years ago.
Yeah, I don't hold a grudge with Mutt though, because if let's say he fell down right in front of me on an escalator or something, I would not stomp on his face with golf spikes. I would not.
Let me ask you this.
It's very big of you.
If he were on fire, would you urinate on him?
No. Only if I was drinking light beer like for half an hour beforehand. Or Minahan, too. Same thing. Who's the worst human being I ever worked with.
I try to let go of all this. I really have.
Well, I'm bringing it back.
I know you are. You try to stir me up and get me angsty again.
John Dennis, Dino, as we called him at the radio station for 20-odd years, is living in Florida, except for 3 months a year he's here. So we grab him before he goes back to Florida because, as Anne Murray once said, you're a little snowbird, aren't you?
Are we sort of marking the passage of time in our lives with this podcast?
Yeah, every year.
I don't do any other podcast.
I know.
I don't do my own. I don't do Jerry's. I don't do anybody who asks me. I don't.
Right. That's why the numbers are so big every year.
I don't think so. But anyway, it's like, it's a night for Mikey. Again?
Let's do this.
It's another year.
By the way, I got to do this sponsorship stuff because we have great sponsors now.
We do.
And this, I'll do an announcer voice.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please.
This episode of the Planet Mikey podcast is sponsored by Shawsheen Firearms and Gunsmithing, your local friendly firearms shop, 12 Hadley Street in Billerica, Massachusetts, where the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution is alive and well.
That was excellent.
Thanks.
No,
One
that
take.
was really good.
One take.
No, it was one take. It was live, and it was a 10 on a 10-point scale.
That's it.
Wow, give me a fist.
You know what?
Nicely
Honestly,
done.
if I hadn't been such a great male model, I would have been a great booth announcer.
Wow.
This is WSBK TV 38 Boston. Dana Hersey, one of the great booth announcers.
Oh,
of
wow. He had a set of cojones.
Didn't he?
Down to his knees.
I know. And he does now. He's holy car. Oh, by the way, Shawsheen wants me to mention a couple of things. Shawsheen Firearms and Gunsmithing. They're closed Mondays, so don't even try. But any other day, they're open 1 to 6. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And Vinny, who we had on this program a couple of weeks ago, is a great guy, very knowledgeable. He's got Savage 220s in stock.
Yeah, he says it's,
I've been looking for those.
Yes.
it's hunting season. He said these guys love this rifle.
220, 221, whatever it takes. Their Massachusetts shotgun hunters know all about the Savage 220s. He's also got Remington 20-gauge AccuTips in stock.
Wow.
As well, which are the recommended ammo for that gun. And they will go fast. So get in touch with Vinny if you're interested in either of those things, you're a hunter or something like
Vinny
that.
sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Totally
Like he
does.
can steer you where you need to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I had used an AccuTip, I wouldn't have had all those pregnant girlfriends.
Hey, Vinny left a message. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Hey guys, Vinny from Shawsheen Firearms here. If you're a single guy and you want to take that special girl out on a date to the range one day, but you're just afraid that that 22 rifle that you have just might not have the kick she's looking for, or maybe you're married and you just want to rekindle that spark with your wife, but that old 9mm just ain't working for you anymore. Well, I can help you out with that because you are suffering from small gun syndrome, also known as SGS in the gun world. You might be asking yourself, is this curable? I'm here to tell you, yes. If you come down to Shawsheen Firearms today, I could write you out a prescription for a Ruger Blackhawk, chambered in .44 Magnum. That should light her fire. Or maybe she likes something a little bigger. Well, we got that too. Browning Gold, chambered in 10 gauge with 3.5-inch Magnum shells. That should knock her socks off.
Scared the
So if
shit
she's
out of me.
looking for the hard-hitting recoil that you don't have, then you need to come see your favorite doctor at Shawsheen Firearms, and we'll write you out a prescription today.
That's Vinny.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah, he's good, you know. And
That was one of the less subtle commercials.
gets right
I've
to
ever
the
heard.
point. Gets right to the point. So we're loaded up for this podcast, and we're happy to have Dino here. And I have a list of things that I'd like you to comment on, all of you guys. Now, Bill Smith, of course, is slightly older than Dino. Dino's slightly older than me, and I'm slightly older than Ben.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just like a decade or so.
Or 3.
Older than Ben.
So I'm playing the 14th or 15th hole.
Yeah, you're the
Billy's playing the 16th or 17th.
I'm
Yeah,
at
but
16.
He's
yeah.
going to go 36, though. He's going to go.
I don't think so.
These are things that will die along with boomers. In other words, cultural artifacts, things that the boomers have that know about. Here's a list. China cabinets. Ooh. Do you have a China cabinet?
No, my grandparents did.
Yeah, my mother had one. Strip clubs.
Oh, those will never. What are you kidding me? That's
Well,
like the freaking pterodactyls and the dinosaurs.
Well, it's on the list,
Never.
but that's
it's
'cause-
like the cockroaches. Will last forever.
The thing
I mean, video's one thing.
Well, that's the thing about it. They're saying that
Well, you see,
these
but-
days there's a no contact thing, and it costs a lot less to just go on the internet.
Yeah, but you have to understand. There's Las Vegas. There's New Orleans. There's Reno. There are places like that.
Montreal.
Right? Montreal.
Now, did you ever get too close to the stage when someone was up there doing their thing? Stripper was up on the stage doing the thing, and all of a sudden, the air that was wafting towards you was a little bit
Flatulent?
well, even worse than that.
Oh, don't you dare.
Tuna noodle casserole.
God, Mikey.
I'm sorry. That's the way it is. You know what else is going by the wayside?
How unqueef of you. I mean,
that guy on EI is pretty good though. Rich Queef, he's on at night. He's good.
Oh man.
Smoking is going by the wayside. No one smokes anymore. They vape if they like I do. If they do any need for nicotine, but smoking is like it's reduced down to like 8% of the population now. It used to be like 70% of people smoked. How about writing checks? Do you still write checks?
I do. Once every 3 months, this guy comes by, and he grooms Buddy the dog. He does
Oh,
a
buddy.
great job.
He looks good.
He does.
Yeah.
Looks like a show
How much you
dog.
pay for that?
For the grooming,
Yes.
$130. And
And for how many months? 1 month?
It's worth it. Yeah.
$130.
Now,
Yeah,
does
well,
he
he's
put-
kind of a long-haired dog, so you got to do it. Right?
Does he play Red Rocket with Buddy
He's
too?
a shedder. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that little thing.
Writing checks is rare. I mean, I like to do it because there's a documentation of your payment that is not electronic, and you could, if someone, you didn't pay me, you say, well, look at this, right here, you cashed it, asshole.
See, any of that kind of stuff is not in my pay grade. Kathy handles all that.
Oh, she does, huh?
So I'm doing it.
How about wearing suits at work?
I went through.
It's definitely going away.
I was a program director for a while. Oh yeah, and I was expected to wear a suit. I would go in just casual clothing. And my boss says, "Hey,
Yeah.
you gotta look professional. You look."
Well, that's one of the things in the current day and age that has improved. You don't have to.
No, right.
Yeah, right.
I still like to
Exactly,
wear suits, but they're, usually clown suits.
Well,
lawsuits.
Wondered why I never got
civil
the job.
suits.
Also going by the wayside, landlines, telephone landlines.
I can't tell you the last time I had a phone in the house.
Nobody has one.
but
No.
check this out. The other day, the internet went out, so I had no internet, no TV, no phone.
So you couldn't find out when Roberto Clemente died.
So it was the first time I thought, I never should have got rid of the landline because those things always work.
Oh, so once in 27 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have kept the landline.
That's-
Yeah,
So
you
what do you
should've
want to
kept
do?
paying-
Get in a warm bath and open a vein?
I thought about
Paying
that.
$9.99 a month for something you use once every 6 years.
Yeah.
Bleed out like the guy in The Godfather there in the bathtub. What's his name? So Santino says to me, they go, yeah.
Pantangeli?
Yeah, Frank Pantangeli. Thank you very much. How about toxic masculinity? Has that gone by the wayside? I think anybody who says that is an asshole, and I'd like to kick him in the fucking nuts.
Well, there you go.
That's what the Gillette thing was against. The Gillette ad campaign.
Oh, right.
Toxic masculinity.
Right.
These
Yeah.
short-lived.
Yeah,
Stupid.
It was sort of like
Stupid.
the Budweiser Bud Light thing.
Why would you do that?
Backfired, yeah.
You
I
don't
won't buy
shit where you
Gillette. I will
eat.
not buy Gillette.
Yeah.
Sorry, Stadium.
Yeah.
I will not buy a Gillette. I'll buy Schick. Spell Schick. Schick. I'll buy Schick, not Gillette.
Now, Bridge, the game of Bridge, the card game,
Yep.
which, by the way, Yaz and Bill Lee was his bridge partner. All the time, he and Yaz had that. He knew Bill was really cagey at playing bridge, but I don't even know the rules of bridge. I do know this: this is one law of bridge. Why is bridge like sex? Well, because if you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand. It's a little bridge riddle for you.
That's like
Like you've done better.
Apparently, you guys don't play bridge. Phone calls. Are they going to go by the wayside? People don't call anymore. They text. Right?
Dino called me today.
I did.
Yep.
Okay.
Billy, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Can I jump in here?
Jump right in.
And be an
Dino.
a-hole?
Go ahead.
Do you think this segment is working right now?
No, not at all.
I don't.
It's
I don't.
fucking boring
It's
as hell.
Well,
kind of,
it's
wait a minute,
next on my
stop,
list.
Stop, Mikey, stop.
And
It's
it's
the
Mike.
next thing on
Mikey.
my list, this segment.
It's Mikey's fault.
It's Mikey. I'm telling you, I love you. Like you're like one of the most creative, smart people. This segment blows.
I didn't
In
create
fact, you
this.
should probably edit it down.
I'm with you, Dino.
It's not doing well.
Okay.
We got other stuff, right? Better stuff.
No one on earth will ever hear what just happened in the last 10 minutes.
Well, wait a minute.
God,
I got
it was
more on
awful.
the list. How about newspapers, church, religion? How about being buried? People are getting burned now and not being buried anymore. These are things that are going to affect all of us shortly. Oh,
God.
All right, fuck it.
How dare you?
How about this one? Let me ask you this question.
Oh,
You've heard
stop,
the
Mike.
No, this isn't.
It's not working.
This isn't the
It's
same
not
thing.
working.
It's a different. I'm moving on.
Okay,
Hold on.
good.
Good. A new segment. Go ahead.
Men's Health, Northeast Men's Health. They advertise on WEI.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever read those ads?
Read? No, I never did. No. This is good.
Hold on. What'd I do?
little jazzy. Nice.
Turned off my microphone.
Yeah,
you
my-
son of a.
Sorry.
Now, how did they say if it doesn't work in the office,
Then your
visit is free?
$99 is free.
So how? What do they try to give you a boner to see if it works?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
How? Did he show you some porn?
Sure.
Does the nurse come in and do a little dance? for
Probably
you?
not in this day and age.
Does she give you a reach around?
I'm thinking you get a magazine or a video.
That's
all.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
They put you in a room
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
leather chair, which
not
you get
doing
really
that.
uncomfortable about because then you're like, how many naked asses have been on this leather chair? Then they give you a binder with a bunch of old porn DVDs from 2003.
Why are my shoes
And you feel
sticking to the
really
floor?
uncomfortable looking through the whole thing, and you're like, all right. And you take about 6 out.
But that's like they shouldn't put that in the ad. It makes some people not want to go in there. I think, don't you?
Well, you're the only one who pointed it out.
Well, I mean, I owned a porn theater. I know all about that shit. You know.
Good point.
The #1 porn theater in New England, by the way.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
You want to hear more?
Not really.
You want to hear about Marilyn Chambers?
Oh.
I got stories. How about Brigitte Monet? She was in a movie called Talk Dirty to Me, and then we went and had dinner.
Just tell us you don't have any Tracy Lord stories.
No, I waited till she was 18.
Mikey.
I'm
Somebody
sorry.
needs to throw a net over you.
That's it.
They really do.
The other day, I went to the store and I went and bought a birthday card for my granddaughter.
Oh, yeah. I can hardly wait for the
No, this
punchline for
is a
this
true
one.
story.
This ought to be. Oh, yeah, it's a true
It's a true
story.
story.
Yeah. So what? Say again.
I bought a birthday
Do the
card.
setup line again.
I was buying a birthday card for my granddaughter,
Yeah.
and guess how much it cost?
$4.55.
$6.
Oh.
I almost threw it at the lady behind the counter. $6 for this? It's a piece of paper
Correct.
with writing on it.
It probably cost them $5.75 to make.
Yeah, right. Well,
And
in
you
China,
yelled at that retail clerk, and it wasn't even her fault.
doesn't matter. Someone's got to take the heat. Someone's got to. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention a couple of our other sponsors. I'd be remiss.
You did a really good job with the gun guy.
The gun guy, yeah.
Oh, you really
Well,
did.
I'm afraid of him. He's got
a gun.
He comes in here with 9 guns. What am I going to do? Fuck with him? No, he's a great guy.
He's a good shot, too.
I want to say that we have the other Pro Automotive is our other fine sponsor of Webster and Dudley. ProAutomotiveMA.com is their website. They fix cars. If you've got something, if something ails, what is it? Oh yeah, if something's wrong with your car, no, they have Pro Automotive has the cure. We always treat them very nicely because they're wonderful people over there. My grandma's coffee cake, which, by the way, we're going to send yours to Florida?
Sure, please.
We'll
Yeah.
send it down. We'll
Yeah.
send it down to Florida for you. What flavor you want? Blueberry.
Blueberry's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Everybody
It's
always picks-
antioxidants. It's healthy.
It's good
When
for
I'm
you.
eating the cake, I'm saying, this is healthy for Dino.
I had the prune flavored cake a couple of times, and let me tell you something.
It keeps you running.
It's quick in and out. I have. Oh yeah. Here's what I got. I got right here. Hold on.
He's so beautifully organized, isn't he? Yeah.
It's a new.
It's almost like you didn't have a producer.
Show prep. It's never been my strong point. You ready? It's news time.
News?
You ready?
Oh, boy.
Dino, feel free to jump in, you guys, on anything I say ever again.
And now the news with Mike Adams.
That was good.
A feisty Atlanta influencer is facing backlash after a video of the woman eating 48 oysters on a first date went viral on social media. Hey. That's a kicker story if I ever saw one. TikToker Equana, see it's EQ,
Yeah.
Equana, said that she agreed to meet her male suitor at Fontaine's Oyster House, which claims it has the, quote, freshest oysters in the city. He was pursuing her for weeks, she says. So then she said, I'm going to do her voice, okay? Today I was
This is
bored.
gonna go well.
Today I was bored and I had some time. According to Equana, Fontaine's has a $15 special on a dozen oysters on Tuesdays, and she decided to indulge.
Sure.
They got the best oysters in Atlanta, like hand down. So I'm like, yes, I could get some content, she said before slurping through 4 platters of Tabasco smothered seafood and shells. Yo, when the 4th one came out, he was looking at me crazy, Equana said. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, baby, you invited me out and I'ma eat. What says here? I'ma eat.
I hear you.
I was coming anyway. I ain't going to lie. Now I wouldn't have did all that, but I did all that. She continued, it was so good I had to.
Yeah. What happened to the guy, her date there?
Excited about what they would eat next, Equana ordered a few cocktails, crab cakes, and potatoes, and then realized her date had never returned from the bathroom and left her with the bill. The joke was on Equana. I'm like, hold on, it's been like 10, 20 minutes, she recalled. Then the then outraged influencer texted her date, who argued that he invited her out for drinks. He didn't expect her to order that much food. He offered to reimburse her for the drinks. But that's the end of the story.
That was a good story, Mike.
Yeah, I thought so. Had a happy ending somewhere along the line. I think. I don't know.
You did a great imitation of her.
Well, I mean, there's a video of her. That's exactly how she talks. I mean, it's not. I didn't make that shit up.
I appreciate her robust appetite for oysters.
Indeed.
It is my death sentence final meal in prison in Leavenworth before they do the electric chair.
Really?
Absolutely.
Do you eat them raw? Or do you put something
Oh, absolutely
on?
raw. Oh, a little cocktail sauce maybe and horseradish.
But wait a minute.
Oh, man.
48 of
No,
them?
but I can do much more than that.
Really?
Look it up in the archives.
Wait a minute. You can eat more than
Absolutely. I would eat her under the table.
What?
I somehow don't think that's true.
You know, Dino has talent.
You can look this up. You could ask Jerry. You can ask Meter. You can ask anybody. I kicked Fred Smirlis's ass in an oyster eating contest sponsored by Legal Seafood.
Yeah.
They brought in like stacks of trays.
Yeah, but more than 48?
Oh, easily.
Holy shit.
And when I used to go to spring training way back when I was real young, back at Channel 7, we'd go to a place called the Half Shell, and
Yeah.
Jack Crowley, my cameraman, and I would go to a place called the Half Shell, and Tommy would shuck probably 48, 56, 72 oysters, and we'd a pitcher of sangria and oysters all night long.
Did you have normal BMs after that? Or
No, it was a little looser than you might think.
There were shells in it. That's crazy, man. Well, Dino sent me an email. Didn't even know that he did this some time ago about things that you are sick of.
Shit, I'm sick of hearing about.
Yes, right.
That's all. It's a basic category, right? Shit, I'm sick of hearing about.
Which is
I
great.
agree.
Because I agree with most of these too. Anything Kardashian.
Well, you know, it's almost so bad it's almost coming back into style. You know, don't you think?
I just don't. I hate them all.
Who is into that? Is it the Swifties? The older the Swifties? Is Kardashians?
Yeah.
First, the older Swifties. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the big thing you worship at a particular age.
I wonder.
Does that make sense?
I think women more like in their late 20s, early 30s might be into the Kardashians, whereas opposed to late teens, early 20s
Right,
might be
exactly.
into
Taylor
That's what I'm
Swift,
saying.
she has
Yeah, yeah.
talent. She sings. She's entertaining.
right. Correct.
The Kardashians don't do shit
That's
except
true.
porn flicks.
Right.
Or whatever.
and lazy at that. She didn't even move.
Right. That was a bad porn tape. She lay there like a dead log and shit. Now, how about all of Trump's legal entanglements?
Oh, I'm just tired of it. I fast forward through the news when it says, and in Atlanta today, Trump's good attorneys, fast forward.
Right, right.
The next.
Yep.
Right. And it's never ending. And there are so many cases, and they're so convoluted.
Nobody
and
cares at this point.
Right. That's true. Annoyingly, a stupid insurance company TV ads, except mayhem. I like that guy.
Yeah, I do too, don't you?
I do. He's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Dean
Especially
Winters.
when he's playing basketball with his brother.
Brother-in-law,
I can
he's
relate
an
to
asshole.
that. He's totally an
He's an
asshole.
asshole.
Wanda Sykes, EVs. The EV thing has me pissed off because it's obviously going to be a problem for anybody to to charge their car.
What the fuck's going on with you?
I don't know.
Not to mention afford it. This is this administration's desire to shove EVs down our throat. And by the way, they're bringing down the major motor companies.
Yes.
Because nobody's buying them. I mean, everybody who would want one already has one.
Right.
And there's not this big audience out there who says, you know what? I want to stop every couple hundred miles and sit there for 45 minutes and
Right.
plug in my car. And, blah,
And
blah, blah.
wanting
And plus,
one-
they're like 20% more expensive than
But they're more
The
than
equivalent
that.
model.
They're more
Yeah,
than
more
that.
than that.
So if you in wanting one doesn't mean you can have one because they're unaffordable to most people and they're impractical to the other people.
Correct.
And if I'm in my house, what if there's a huge major hurricane and nobody has power?
Well, that
You
never
can't
happens in
charge
Florida.
Shit.
Right.
You can't charge your phone, your anything. So I'd rather have a car filled with gas so I get the fuck out of there. You
So
know
by
what I'm saying?
posing and saying, "Oh, we're going to be all green, and you have to have all electric cars," California's bought into it.
Yeah.
By what, 2035?
Something like that.
Stupid. They're
Yeah.
bringing the car companies down. Everybody who wants one has one.
Right.
Nobody else wants one after that. Okay.
I think.
And I
electric
don't like
cars
being
are-
told that I have to buy one. at
Well,
some
that's
point.
another point. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a bumper sticker campaign on that. EVs are for pussies.
That'll show.
Now, if you want to sell me on hybrids,
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
okay, I'll go with that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And by the way, put a solar panel on my car so when I'm driving in the sun, I'm getting a free ride over
Hey,
here.
I'm just going to go to Arizona and drive for free.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like Len Ordway does.
Yep.
He was on here the other day.
How'd it go?
He was great.
Yeah?
He was great.
Good.
He hasn't lost a step. Well, no,
Hasn't lost a waddle.
he had his hip replaced.
Oh, well,
He has
who doesn't?
He has a fake hip now.
Who doesn't?
Sammy Davis Jr. would have been going for 10 more years if he'd gotten that hip replaced that he hurt. I heard it, man. I was trying to side saddle Altavies one night. Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden pretending that they're fit for office.
Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad? In a country of 347 million people.
Totally sad.
These are two people who are leading our nation.
Right.
And there has to be a drool cup under their chin in all the hours they're not in front of the cameras.
I saw Biden get off the plane today. I don't. Where the hell is he visiting? Israel? Is that where he went?
I think he was.
He's going to Israel tomorrow.
Well, okay. Well, he was someplace today. He gets off the plane. He comes down, and you can hear him. He says, "What do I do now? What do they want me to do?" That's what he said. What do they want me to do?
You know what the worst is? They ought to figure out a way. If I'm one of his handlers, his media people, you may not videotape him walking. That's really among the worst. I mean, beyond the stuff that he says and can't say and stumbles and says, God save the Queen and all that stuff. Watching him walk is the worst. It's like my grandfather a week and a half before he died.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like just trying to get each foot. Ooh.
Yeah, it's the assisted living gait.
Yeah.
In
Florida, they assign those metal walkers with you, you at that.
Yeah, with your name sticker on.
And I don't mean to crap on him. It's just that.
No, you mean to crap on him.
No, I do. I guess. but that's the leader of the free world.
Wow. How about this on the list? The My Pillow guy. You're sick of him, Mike?
Well, he got
Lindo.
hosed. He got sucked into the Trump, kick his ass kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm sick of him.
Yeah. Well, his commercials are, they're on so often, and everything's on sale again and still.
Did they ever pay us?
I don't know. Let's talk to our accounting advisor.
Yeah,
on
get your
we'll get answers
CFO.
out of them.
Your CFO on the line.
You got the sheets and the slippers though.
I got the slippers. Yeah, I still got them.
Hit the dog bed.
Since when does a pillow guy think he can make slippers that people will buy?
Those are the most comfortable slippers I ever owned.
Wait a minute. We have 4 people in this room.
Yeah.
Do you own a pair of slippers?
I own them. I don't wear them.
Okay.
I got them for 10 Christmases ago.
You do?
I got them.
Wow, you do.
Yeah.
You do?
They're My Pillow slippers. They're the most comfortable slippers you'll ever wear.
Oh, see? He's harvesting you a
We're
new
sick
sponsor.
of you, Mike Lindell. We're sick of you.
No, we want new slippers.
How about the Belichick without Brady argument? Are you sick of that?
Well, that's done.
Sick of saying
Isn't that done?
By the way, I think
it's done.
these people that are calling for him to be, he's the greatest coach in the history of the NFL.
Right.
He's got 8 Super Bowl rings.
Right.
I don't like the disrespect he's getting.
Well, you know what? No, I think he's going to get respect. He's going to get respect that Robert Kraft is going to allow him to coach to the end of the year and see how fucking horrible it is.
Yeah.
At that point,
it's the players, though. The players suck.
Well,
The players that he chose?
Who picked the players? That would be general manager Bill Belichick.
Right.
So he picked them, and he can no longer coach them because the crap he bought, the groceries he bought, to quote Parcells, sucked.
Except that, you got to take this into consideration, too. For how many years did they pick, last or next to the last in the draft? Every year for 20 years, right? Yep. So they didn't set themselves up real well.
Mikey, look at the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years. Nothing. There's nothing there.
Yeah. Oh, well.
You know what? I'm serious.
He drafted Brady. He drafted Brady.
And that's the last smart thing he did draft-wise. Tank for a high pick. I'm serious.
Yeah, it's time to tank. Tank, but no tanks. A couple more on this list. It says, finally, please forgive me. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Tired of it.
Sorry,
so
not
fucking tired of it. Fucking tired of it.
Everybody is already.
No, they're not.
I am.
Well, the NFL's not. Fox isn't. CBS isn't.
They love it.
Don't you think?
Sick of
seriously, don't you think she could do a lot better than him?
He could do a lot better than her. I
Oh,
think.
really? Which way do you think that goes? Is she dating up or is he dating up? In my opinion,
I think he's dating up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
if he was gay, he could get all the handsome guys in the world because he's a tight end. Hold on.
What do you think?
Who's dating up in that scenario?
Yeah.
He's dating up.
No question.
She's got billions of dollars.
Yeah, why is she doing this? She can do better than Travis fucking Kelce.
Love is strange.
He could break his ulnar. He could tear his labia.
The heart
His
wants
labia?
what the heart wants.
You know what would break the internet? If Tom Brady started dating her.
That would break.
That would
that'd
do
be
it.
much
That
bigger.
would
That would be a reality show I would
gigantic.
watch.
Or Kim Kardashian.
Ugh. Too much DNA there, right?
Yeah, she's all kid. Can you imagine what she's like?
There's some sticky stuff there I don't want. Yeah.
She's a human jar of mayonnaise.
Mikey, why do you always have to take it one step too
further.
far?
All right, now here's something for you. This is put your thinking caps on, everybody.
What is this?
Is this a quiz?
I'm going to name the. I did a study of the people born in 1942
Yeah.
Why?
because all the greatest people on Earth were born in 1942.
Let's see.
Let's go to yell it out when you know the answer. I'm going to give you one clue.
Okay.
These are all people that were born in 1942.
Okay.
Okay. I feel the Earth move.
Carole King.
Good vibrations.
Beach
Boys.
Yeah,
Brian
They weren't all
Wilson.
born at 42.
Yeah. Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson, thank you. I told John we were going to write a few songs.
Paul McCartney.
Hey! First concert I ever saw.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes, all born in 42. This is all music. Lady Soul. Respect.
Aretha Franklin.
Thank
Aretha,
you.
Yeah, it's Aretha.
Huge nose. Don't rain on my parade.
Jimmy Durante.
I thought of that.
That's stupid. No, come on. Barbara Streisand, man.
Oh, that.
Funny girl, I should have said.
Yeah.
All right.
Babs.
Yeah.
He's gay. The Velvet Underground. He's dead.
Lou Reed.
Yes.
Oh.
Grateful Dead.
Walk on the Wild Side.
Yep.
Speaking of dead.
Jerry Garcia.
Okay, thank you. Jerry Garcia. Crosby, Stills, and
Nash.
and Young.
Graham Nash.
the Dead Rolling Stone.
Brian
Taylor Jones.
Brian Jones.
He drowned, right?
Yes.
He drowned.
in a swimming pool from
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah.
Charlie Watts is gone now, too.
Yeah,
Well,
but he
that's
didn't
right.
drown.
That's right. No, he didn't.
He was the best dressed of the Stones.
He was. He was a jazz guy.
Supposedly the nicest guy, too.
Yep.
See,
The
that sucks.
lead singer of the Byrds.
Ooh, Roger McGuinn.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely done.
How about Superstar? Song for You.
Leon Russell.
Thank you. How about Shaft?
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes.
Talking about Shaft.
Shut your mouth.
I talk about my Shaft all the
No
time.
matter who you are, what you look like.
There's Isaac Hayes.
This is true, children. But that's not why you pay a prostitute. No, you don't pay for her to stay. You pay her to leave afterward. That's why I praise the Lord for prostitutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. James Taylor.
A prostitute is like any other woman. They all trade something for sex, and they do it well.
That's why I say prostitutes, prostitutes.
Who opened for whom?
Oh,
James Taylor opened for Isaac Hayes, or Isaac Hayes opened for James Taylor?
I don't know.
That
but
was really
that was from
impressive
South Park.
concert.
Isaac Hayes, he died on the treadmill. He was running.
Yeah, that's
He was-
right. Yep.
Not Mickey Dolenz, your friend, but the other one, the one from Connecticut.
Peter Tork.
Yes.
Tork, yep.
All 1942. Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Mark
Lindsay.
Oh.
Wayne Newton. Oh, I just said.
Yeah.
Gave it.
Wayne Newton.
Yeah,
Yeah, Wayne.
Duncan Shane.
So I was watching Password one time, and they you know how they did that? They give the password thing, and the password is belly. And the girl turns. She goes, "I'll play." She turns. She goes, "Belly." It's just,
Good answer.
it was the greatest. Let's see. B.J. Thomas. I'm going to go through these musical names. Jerry Marsden. Do you know where he's from?
Jerry and the Pacemakers.
Gary Puckett.
And the Union Gap.
Yes. Johnny Rivers. Felix Cavallari.
Wow.
My favorite, nicest, sweetheart guy, Harry Chapin, born in 1942.
Cats in the Cradle, right?
And another monkey, Mike Nesmith.
Mike Nesmith. Was he the whiteout guy?
Yes.
His mother.
His mother was
Yeah,
the whiteout
yeah.
chick.
She tried to white him out, but
Didn't work.
he was born anyway with that hat on. In politics, 1942, Joe Lieberman, Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell. You mentioned both those guys earlier.
They're fit for office.
Michael Bloomberg, generally famous Stephen Hawking, Michael Eisner, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Kaczynski, Muammar Gaddafi, Joy Behar,
Boner shrinker.
Judge Judy, and Larry Flint. Those are all kind of negative connotation.
Wow.
And from the world of sports, Muhammad Ali, was he the greatest?
Oh, this is
Correct.
all
The GOAT. The
1922.
original GOAT.
Roger Staubach, Phil Esposito, Jim Lomborg, we had him on the show. Jim Calhoun, Curly Neal, Jerry Jones, Dick Butkus, Fergie Jenkins, Bob Hayes, and from the world of acting, Harrison Ford, Tony Sirico, Annette Funicello.
Oh,
I still would.
Oh, me too.
She's been dead for 10 years.
Yep,
and I
yep.
still would.
It's just when I was starting to get pimples.
Oh, boy. I'd say, Annette, can you... It's me, Cubby.
1942, is that right?
Yeah, 1942. What a year for contributing to the American culture, for all those people from all those walks.
Very interesting.
Walks of life.
That was good.
Thanks for that, Mike.
Yeah, it was good.
Was that better than my other little feature?
Oh,
I
much
had
better.
earlier?
We kept the other feature.
Yeah.
We'll give that like
Which is no good. You know.
B.
So, what are you doing now aside from playing golf in Florida, Dino?
Oh, retirement is coffee, stretch, swim, golf, read, cook. Those 6 things. That's it. That's
really?
it. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
And I wake, after the coffee, I said, well, golf today or go to the gym today? Or,
Coffee does that to you?
it does.
See, I'm not retired. Well, I am retired, but I'm not
Retarded.
Retired. I have. I do 3 or 4 different things a day.
You do?
By the way, I'm now not just a Lyft driver in my spare time. I'm an Uber driver, too.
You double-dipping, backstabbing, espionage, secret spy.
I downloaded the app. Now my phone
You can
go
do
off
both?
in 2 different ways.
Wow.
Ding or dong, ding dong. I don't know. Who do I pick up first? So I...
You get conflicts?
I did it today for the first time.
Oh.
Uber. I picked up 2 people, and they were both idiots. So they're not dissimilar from the Lyft people that I pick up. The morons that I...
Did you see the report today that came out that Uber and Lyft drivers in Massachusetts are some of the lowest paid?
Yeah, they're trying to unionize. That's just what I need. A union.
Let's go on strike.
Be the president of the union.
After SAG, auto workers, we're all out.
I'm going to be a scab if they ever strike. I swear to God, because I don't give a shit.
Be the president.
I really
Make the
don't care.
money.
But now
Steal
I'm an
the
Uber
money.
and
You could be the
Lyft driver.
spokesperson.
Yes.
That's what they should do.
Yes,
Put me in there.
Give you a salary.
You know what I
Like
should do?
$150,000 a year to be their spokesperson, Mikey.
My job should be the new head of
Isn't that good?
the Cannabis Control Commission in
What do you know
Massachusetts.
about that?
Everything. I know everything. I almost know too much.
Yeah.
But that job just became vacant. I don't know who was in it, but get Maura Healy on the phone, will you? I want to talk to her about that.
That's going well.
Maybe she could appoint.
Jeez.
Maybe she could appoint me. Let's see here.
That's all right.
So anyway, I lost. Oh, here it is. Dirty jokes.
Oh, we doing this now?
Well, why not?
Should I admit that this was kind of my idea?
Well, it's definitely your idea.
Okay, definitely my
Right
idea.
here, dirty
I said
jokes.
kinda.
Dino brought the creativity this evening.
He's really, he's the guy. How can I say this about Dino? For a guy who was drinking, I couldn't believe he was.
You can smell it on my
He
breath.
was better than 99.9% of the broadcasters in America, and he was drinking the whole time. And these people weren't drinking. He kicked the shit out of them.
Oh, thank you.
You were really, really good on
Well,
the air.
they told me I had a good time. I don't remember a lot of it.
No, but I mean, you were a functional guy.
Oh, I was very functional drunk. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
And I listened every single day, and nobody would ever know.
Yeah.
That the night before you might have had a couple.
Yeah, but it was always at home.
Yeah.
Never out like in a tavern or driving around or whatever.
Right.
Watching games generally.
Right.
7 o'clock after dinner. All right.
But
I'll have the shivers.
you were there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You got
Right.
there early.
I know, that sucked.
So you.
Well, that's why I quit. The hangovers were way too expensive.
Yeah, right.
I mean, not financially expensive, painfully expensive.
But you and the guy, you and Callahan and Ordway, you all made really good money, and we did a tremendous job. #1 rated radio station, sports radio station in the country, and then they left the nighttime minimum wage gig to me, which I really appreciated.
But you know what? Nobody in the history of radio, coast to coast, even Alaska and Puerto Rico and Guam, was a better late night guy than you.
I agree.
Seriously.
That's what she said
I agree.
last night.
Seriously.
Well, it was a good gig for me because it rescued me from the scrap heap.
Everybody that I met that knows you or that knew of you, that used to listen to you,
The most talented guy in radio.
they all say the same
Absolutely.
thing. Yep.
Yeah.
What happened to Mikey?
what
Where's
happened?
Mikey? Yep.
Mikey, you know what?
There's nothing sadder than unused talent.
I think it was your representation.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know who you had. I really don't. But if you had Ed Clevin, as an example, my guy for 40 years,
I had Eddie the Fish. He was a mob guy. He was good.
Hey,
He's good at
give him an extra 100, okay? Give him an extra 100.
He didn't give me any good pay, but he kept me alive in a tough spot a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Over here.
All right.
Favorite dirty joke. Do you have a dirty joke, Ben?
I'll
Yeah, think of one.
conjure one up.
Yeah. And Smitty, do you have a dirty joke too?
No, I don't have not even one.
You know what? They're not in the contest, Mikey.
I got
it's
two.
me.
We'll judge.
No. We're doing one.
We'll judge.
And I'm going to let you decide.
Can't we do
Do you
two?
want the longest dirty joke of all time?
Yes.
Or the shortest dirty joke of all time?
No, give us the long one.
I would
Draw
like
it
to hear
out.
the long one. Ben
Good
and I-
answer.
I want some
Good answer.
That's what she said last night. Give us the long one.
Mikey, you go first.
And Ben and I will be the audience.
Yes.
We'll
I
be the-
can't do two?
We'll be the judges.
You may not. Pick your best.
All right, so this guy, he goes into the doctor's office. He's got a swollen big toe. It's all swollen and it's pustulating and it's red. And he says, I better go check this out. He goes to the doctor. Doctor looks at his foot. He goes, yeah, I've seen that before. You've got a yeast infection in your toe. The guy says, what? Could be chlamydia. A yeast infection in my toe? That's got to be the weirdest thing you've ever seen, Doc. Doctor says, not really. There's a lady in here about an hour ago with athlete's twat.
Wow.
What?
I'm telling you, this is not even fair that I should tell this joke.
Well, it's going to
really.
be longer than mine, that's for sure.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
I like quick jokes.
Go ahead, Dino.
Everything I do is quick.
All right.
Don't listen to Mikey. You go ahead. Oh,
He got music.
oh, you want some music?
I don't get music?
Give him some of that.
The jazz
Oh,
stuff?
yeah,
Or
Or you would like something
was
with
this rock on?
Sounds like a.
Here we go.
All right,
Doing a
bring it down a
stand-up
little
show
bit.
at a
Just down a little bit.
spa?
A little loud for me. Maybe it's my headphones.
Right there.
All right.
And now here's Dino.
A guy walks into a bar in the afternoon, and it's absolutely empty. And he walks up to the bar and says, bartender says, what'll it be? He says, oh, let me have a Diet Coke. It's hot outside. I'm really thirsty. And he looks around and says, wow, to the bartender, who happens to be the owner. This is a beautiful bar. Look at this. You got Tiffany lamps, and you got a pool table over there, and you got leather seating. Is that a baby grand piano in the corner? And the bartender owner says, yeah, it is. He said, I just bought this about 3 months ago, and I've renovated and put about $250,000 into it. He said, my God, this is a beautiful, beautiful bar. Really nice. Is that a Yamaha or is that a Baldwin grand piano? He said, it's a Baldwin. He said, wow, do you mind if I play it? And the bartender said, of course not. Nobody else is in here. Knock yourself out. Take your Diet Coke and go over and play the piano. The customer sits down and plays the piano. It is the most beautiful, magnificent song the bartender owner has ever heard. It went on for 2.5 minutes. No music, nothing, just off the top of his head. And he finishes it, and the bar says, my God. He said, you're an excellent piano player, but that's the most beautiful song I've ever heard in my life. He said, I've never heard of it. What is that? He said, well, I wrote it myself, the customer said. He said, you wrote that song yourself? He said, yeah. He said, wow, that's really good. He said, what's the name of that song? And the piano player says, her tits were huge, my dick got hard. And the bartender owner says, what? He says, the name of the song is, her tits were huge, my dick got hard. And the bartender says, what is the matter with you? He said, why would you name such a beautiful, magnificent song something as stupid and as gross as that? He said, I don't know. It's the way I am. He says, I wrote the song. I'll name it whatever I want. So he sits down and plays a second song. Unbelievably, it's much better than the first song. It goes on 4 or 5 minutes. It's like a sonata. It's like a concerto. It's unbelievable. And the bartender owner sitting there saying, my God, this guy's very talented. And he finishes the song and he said, I assume you wrote that one too, because I've never heard of it. And the piano player said, yeah. He said, I wrote that. He said, I wrote that last month, as a matter of fact. And the bartender owner says, I hate to ask you this, but what's the name of that song? He said, I banged her in the ass and wiped my wiener on the drapes. And the bartender says, what? He said, no, the name of that song is I banged her in the butt and I wiped my wiener on the drapes. And the bartender says, what is wrong with you? He said, why would you name something so beautiful, something so disgustingly perverse? He said, I don't know. I wrote the song. I named it what I wanted to. So a few minutes goes by and he gets another Diet Coke. And the bartender says, listen, pal, I got an idea. I have no business in here. The place is empty. You can see it's like happy hour. Nobody's here. if I take out some advertising, would you come back on Friday night for happy hour and we'll do like a little cover charge and whatever, and you play the piano? And the piano player says, well, I don't know. I guess so. Okay, fine. He's all right. I'll see you Friday night. He says, happy hour starts at 5 o'clock. Piano player says, okay, I'll see you then. Friday night rolls around. The piano player comes back in. He shows up and he walks in. Line out the door, down the sidewalk. Every chair, every seat, every booth in the bar is filled. And he walks into the bartender and he goes, oh my God. He said, look at this place. He says, I can't play in front of all these people. The bartender says, bullshit, you can't. He says, I spent $1,000 on advertising to get these people in here. He says, you're going to fucking play. I don't give a shit. He says, no, I've never played in front of this many people. He says, well, let me give you a drink to calm down. He says, I don't drink. You saw it. I got a Diet Coke when I was in here. He says, well, what do you do to calm down when you're nervous? And the piano player says, well, I masturbate. And the bartender owner says, then get in the bathroom and masturbate and get back out here and play the piano. We got like 400 people waiting for you. So the piano player goes into the bathroom, does his thing, comes back out about 10 minutes later. Okay, I feel better. Sits down, starts playing the piano. First song, absolutely beautiful. And at the end of the first song, a drunk who's had way too much to drink in the first row looks up and says, hey, piano player, hey, buddy, do you know your zipper's down and there's cum all over the front of your pants? And the piano player says, know it? I fucking wrote it!
It was great. It was a long dance, but we got there, didn't we? We got there.
We got there.
That's great. See, but the thing is, you could have probably made that story 40 seconds shorter.
How long was that, Billy? 4 minutes? 5 minutes?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Not bad.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do one for Smitty because he's not taking. He doesn't have one.
I don't have a joke.
It's quick. Mine are quick.
All right.
So I hear.
That's right. So it's a Halloween party. It's a mood party. People say, come dressed as a mood. Everybody come dressed at a Halloween party as a mood. Oh, okay, so people start showing up. Guy's dressed in green. What's your mood? I'm green with envy. Oh, that's good. Go ahead. Lady shows up. She's dressed in pink, Guy says, what's your mood? I'm tickled pink. Oh, that's great. Then lady shows up. She's nude, except she's got a lemon stuck between her legs. I'm a sourpuss. Okay, then the next guy comes in. He's nude too. He's got a russet potato tied to his penis. What's your mood? I'm a dictator. Okay, and here comes this big, huge brother, and he's nude too, and he's got his junk hanging in a bowl of custard. He said, "What's your mood?" He said, "I'm fucking disgusted."
That's the joke?
That's the end. Yeah, the end. It's Halloween. It's timely. It's seasonal.
That was good.
Disgusted.
Yes, exactly.
Disgusted.
Yeah, disgusted. I'm fucking disgusted.
Like hunting season.
I'm fucking disgusted. Well, we've had some fun here.
Yeah.
On the podcast. As always,
How
Dino.
long have we gone?
48 minutes.
48 minutes. But you're right, Dino. The first.
Yeah.
Show, it was terrible.
It was me. My fault. It was my fault.
It was your fault, Mike.
Everybody has an off night.
Sure.
No one on earth will ever hear the first part of this show.
Good.
Shut up. Dino, though, always brings us big numbers. He's got the highest. His three performances here were the highest numbers we had. Correct?
Again, no accounting for taste.
Unbelievable. So we just keep saying, Dino, when can you come in here?
Every year.
Can we fly you up from Florida?
Once a year.
Yeah.
Wonder how many years we can do this. By the way, I took my physical. I'm going to live to 100.
Are you really?
Well, he told me I would. If I stop eating lunch meat.
Yeah, right.
No, seriously.
The processed
I
meat.
stopped drinking. Yeah, exactly. He said nitrates, that shit'll kill you.
Yeah. Everybody says that. And except the Boar's Head never says that. The Boar's Head. I was the Joker. I went to Avon Old Farms and we had this annual Christmas thing, and they had it was like Old English. And I was the Joker. I had to dress up in a Joker's outfit with little ding-a-ling bells and stuff and pointed shoes.
Oh.
Can you imagine that? And then 2 months later, we got kicked out. Something about weed. I don't know.
Did you save that outfit?
It was something about weed. Did I save it?
Yeah.
I wear it all the time.
Oh, you should bring it over here.
Yeah.
Late at night. We have musical guests, of course, and we are thanks to John Dennis. He's off to Florida again. And we'll see you next year, I guess. Or
Yes, indeed.
Or maybe we'll go down and play some golf again.
Well, you're coming down to Florida,
Yeah,
right?
in February.
Yeah, I'll see you then.
So we'll play then.
When your genitals need defrosted, you come to Florida.
So we're going to finish with Joe and Jerry, as we always do, with a tribute to Dino right here on the Planet Mikey podcast in stereo. Well, Dino missed the boat that day. He left the shack, but that was all he missed. And he ain't coming back.
I'm not.
Can you believe it?
At a Tombstone bar in a juke joint car, he made a stop. Just long enough, Joe, to grab a handle off the top.
Next stop, Chi-Town. Dino put the money down, let him roll. He said, one more job ought to get it. One last shot before we quit it. One for the road.
Dino! Whoa, 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 whoa. He's for the money, he's for the show. Dino's waiting for the go.
Dino! Whoa, 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 whoa. He said, one more job ought to get it. One last shot before we quit it. One more for the road!
Dino be running, having a great big fun till he got the note, Joe, saying toe the line or blow it. And that was all she wrote. She did blow it, though.
He'll be making like a beeline, heading for the borderline, going for broke. Saying one more hit ought to do it.
This joint ain't nothing to it.
One more for the road, goddammit!
Dino!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
He's for the money, he's for the show. Dino's waiting for the go! Dino!